Well, what's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? It's the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television. And I was wanting to go through a couple of things that I think are some of the accessories that you should really consider when you get like these Bofang UV5R radios and stuff like that. Now this is a UV5RM radio. You remember I was talking about on one of my past videos when it comes down to plugging in stuff right here. This new, a UV5RM has got this. This is how it normally sits. Blocking that, and then otherwise it just flaps down if you did it that way. But I figured that you can do that. It still becomes a deal when you're like pulling it in and out of a pouch. I don't like that. I mean, versus, let's see here, versus the UV5Rs had this thing kind of go off to the side like that. Now, that to me was a lot better because when you plug like a speaker mic or something like that, it sits behind that. So going in and out of a pouch, it's really not doing anything more than what this does. So I kind of like the old design better versus the newer design. Now, on all my UV5Rs, one of the main things that I've done is upgraded the battery. The battery is one of the things first thing that I upgrade, and the antenna and the battery. Now this is a 3800 milliamp battery, and it just makes that radio a lot taller, a little bit more of a radio in your hand instead of this little dinky thing. And so batteries, like on the UV5RM, just like the UV5R, it comes with a small battery, which this is what is that, 2500 milliamp. So you have to upgrade. So this is a 3800 milliamp battery, and this fits the UV5RM radio. And you see how it just makes it so much more of a, in my opinion, the old classic walkie-talkie style. This big, it's bigger. I kind of like these UV5RM radios. They got a little bit more bells and whistles than the old UV5Rs. Now these have their purpose. They have there's a place for them. These just got a little bit more bells and whistles. A bigger color screen, bigger buttons. Puts out a little bit more wattage on the transmit. This is also, I think, like a tri-band versus a dual band on the UV5Rs. But battery will be one of the first things, and antenna would be another thing. This just happens to be one of the rubber duckies that comes with the radio in the first place. Now, upgrading to a better antenna is also something I think is very important. Battery life and the antenna. Now you can go a step further. You can what I do is I get these speaker mics. Now these are nice because they do have an auxiliary port right here. Now if you wanted to put like a those like secret agent type headphone type, the little coil look up to one ear, This has a 35, I think it was a 3.5 millimeter or a 35 millimeter or 3.5 millimeter jack or whatever, headphone jack, but it's mono, and you can plug that in there and have that running up to your ear where you hear everything, and then use this as your PTT and microphone. So you don't have the sound coming out of this microphone. You would have it coming out of that head, that earpiece. This is something, in my opinion, that is really nice. You can have this radio sitting somewhere else, and you have this clipped somewhere close where you can hear and talk on it. Or you can go a step further. You can get in something like this. This is like a secret agent earpiece type of thing. You know, you got your earpiece right here. You listen. Also, it's got a microphone and PTT button right here. And that just plugs into the radio of this. This is a Kenwood style plug, and that fits all these Baofengs. That's a Kenwood style plug, and there's a lot of different things depending on what you want to use the radio for and the situations you're using them for. But like I said, in my opinion, the battery and the antenna are the two things that you might want to spend a little extra money on when it comes down to these. Now, these radios are pretty cheap. I think this thing's going for like $30 or $40 now, and then you add like another, I don't know, I think it was another $25 or so. I can't remember exactly, but for the bigger battery. Same thing with the UV5R. I can't remember exactly if these batteries are a little cheaper. I can't remember, but upgrading that, and then the antenna. Now I bought everything full price, so I don't have any affiliate links or anything like that and all that jazz. But there are a couple of stuff out there now I've come across. Like Abri was a good one that I found some good stuff about. But there's a lot of different antennas out there. You kind of have to look at all of them and actually know what you're looking for, in a sense. And that's another thing for the people that don't know anything about this stuff. You kind of get in the luck of the draw. These short antennas are not very good for getting very far out. So if you're not concerned about getting very far away, talking very far away from you, these are fine. But if you want to get a little bit further out, you're going to have to upgrade the antenna to either a longer antenna or even, attaching this radio to an external like antenna you hang up on a tower or something. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to have to upgrade the antenna if you want to get further out. But there are some pretty decent ones out there, different antennas. I think this is about the same thing as that other one, just a different brand. I don't even think that there's a brand name on this thing. No, there's no brand name, but there is. You'll see written up under there. It tells you basically the frequency range this is rated at. Now, this is rated as a dual band for 2 meter and the 440 band, which is a 70 centimeter. So that's something else to look for too. Make sure that these things are, if you're going to use it for the both 2 meter and the 70 centimeter, it has to be rated for dual band or those frequency ranges. Otherwise, there's some that are just tuned for GMRS frequencies only. So it wouldn't work. It wouldn't get very good SWR on the other band or the other two bands, depending on what radio. Like this is a tri-band radio. So Even this doesn't have the best FWRs for that third band, but that third band is mostly just listening to it, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to be transmitting on that other band anyway, so this doesn't really matter. It'll still pick it up in the receive end of it. But these are things to think about. I don't have one. Well, I do, but it's I would like to upgrade it to a better one. But there's just a mono. It's kind of like one of these, but it's just a receive earphone coming out. So all you do is you plug that in there. And you can listen to the traffic on the radio, and like I said, just continue using this as your PTT button and your microphone. Or you can just have it unplugged, and all the sound would come out of this, because this has got a speaker in it and a microphone at the same time. So, if you're wanting to be a little bit more incognito or a little bit more discreet, you know what I mean, put a headphone on it. Because, the microphone that's on this is not too bad. The speaker on this is not too bad at all. But it just depends on the type of situation you're going to be using these radios in, what you're going to need. But like I said, these are a few of the accessories that I would actually spend a little extra money on to improve these radios, in my opinion. And sometimes you can find deals where you can get these and even these in the package, and a couple of antennas. Sometimes you get like one, like the short one like this, and a longer one. So you can find deals like on Amazon and stuff like that, where you can get like a package of a bunch of different accessories along with it, instead of buying all this stuff separate. So if you're going to get one of these, think about the accessories to improve this radio and make it a better radio. All right, this is the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television, and I'm just giving my 2 cents worth.